So here we go. We started in California, came down here, like this a little bit, over into Arizona, up through Nevada, into Utah. Then we went through this part of Idaho, over to Oregon, down to Crater, up to Portland, loop-de-loop in Washington, right across here, chugga, pronghorns everywhere, into North Dakota, down into South Dakota. And now, today, hopefully we're gonna go wee, boop.
So we drove 2 straight days across Montana, and we had thought that we would stay 2 nights and therefore get a day off in Medora, which is at Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And for whatever reason, I think it was because everything was closed and we had seen the park, so we decided to keep on driving. We just kind of spur of the moment, we were packed up, we were changing campgrounds actually. Let's just keep driving. And so we drove from Medora, which is North Dakota, and we drove down to South Dakota. And it took us a little while. I think people were cranky and maybe it was not the right decision. But once we started driving, there was nothing, so we had to get here. So we are in Spearfish, South Dakota, and we are at a hotel. We're probably the only ones here. So we are sitting here in a coffee shop, and I'm editing this video and I'm realizing that I kind of left out a little bit. At this point in the trip, we kind of hit a wall, and I think it was possibly because we were moving too fast. We had some negotiations going on with our house being sold back home in Healdsburg, and it was just stressful, and I don't think we acknowledged that, and we just kept pushing. So we kind of hit a wall, and so for the next week or so, it took us some time to really catch up and to get back on track and remember that we were having fun on this trip. So that's kind of what this video is. It's a compilation of the next week, traveling through North and South Dakota, and then on into Denver area and up into Wyoming. It was just kind of a time when we were wrestling with things and we didn't take a lot of video, but I wanted to get that out to you guys.
Oh no, what'd you do? Yes. Wow. Yay! The roll, it's running away. Nope. It goes under North Dakota. Nice and straight. Good job. Okay, so next, we're right here in the corner of South Dakota. We're gonna go through Nebraska to get to Denver, Colorado. Okay. And then we're gonna go up into Wyoming. We're gonna go up here to Yellowstone. And it seems kind of a roundabout, but Yellowstone was closed, and so we really wanted to see Yellowstone. So then we're gonna cut straight down through Colorado and see all this beautifulness. Okay, we are driving south through South Dakota. We just went to the
Mount Rushmore.
Mount
just went by Mount Rushmore, and well, you know, we saw it. It was cool. You just kind of, you know,
Some faces carved into a rock.
a lot of tourism and a lot of stuff to buy. But as we're leaving, we're sitting here reading this book about the Lewis and Clark Trail, and we're learning about the Lewis and Clark expedition and about Thomas Jefferson, who commanded he sent Lewis and Clark on this expedition. It was a military expedition across the country. But as we're reading, we just realized, Maddie,
Today, April 13th, is Thomas Jefferson's birthday.
today would be his birthday if he was living in the time of Moses.
1743. 268th birthday. No, 78th. 78th.
It's Thomas Jefferson's 278th birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tommy.
Happy birthday, Thomas. Bring him a cake.
We should have brought a cake.
Terrible.
We should have sang him happy birthday.
We should have sang happy birthday. People would have thought we were weird.
We didn't know to offer.
Terrible.
The good life.
Nebraska.
Home of
The good life.
our dad.
Okay, one key that we have learned about traveling, especially traveling with a whole bunch of women and all day long, good hot lunch. Dinner, you know, dinner's a good salad. Some protein on a salad is good, but hot lunch makes all the difference in the world. And this gentleman right here,
Got it. So, new cooking tip of the day. I'm not gonna lie, I did not make the soup. Trader Joe's, thank you. But grilled cheese with a little Gruyere and cheddar and hot steamy tomato soup on a snowy day in Colorado. Thumbs up.
Yay! There's monsters at this brew pub!
all right,
So we made it.
this is Rocky Mountain National Park.
Snow day.
Malia, what do you think? You're gonna make a snowman?
I think we might be some of the only people in the park today.
I saw a couple cars. It's really beautiful with the snow. Mackenzie, how do you feel about Rocky Mountain National Park? It's cold. And we did it. We spent a couple days in the Rocky Mountain area. We hung out, actually that doesn't mean anything at all because the Rocky Mountain area is all the way from Alaska
Fort Collins.
to Mexico.
Fort Collins.
So we were actually around Fort Collins for a couple days, and again, the weather has not been all that great. It is beautiful, but it's just hard to spend much time outside, especially with all the kids and trying to go on hikes and stuff. Just isn't really happening. But we're seeing it and we're visiting it and we're learning a lot. So, yeah, headed now up into Wyoming.
We are almost to Laramie, Wyoming.
Okay guys, so it's driving like this that makes me absolutely crazy. I can't handle it. And Ben is dealing with it really well. I am a little panicky over here. And it makes me really nervous, but she's bringing
It's all good.
driving. How are you feeling about driving right about now, Ben?
Pretty good. Gonna make the next destination. Just wish we could find a dump station.
Did you ever think it would be so hard to find a dump
I
station?
didn't think, well, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it's been hard lately.
For everything we find is broken down on
Or
the
closed
dumps
for the
or
season.
closed. Yeah, there's also closed for the season, and I get that because they need to shut it down so their pipes don't freeze. But it's been a little bit inconvenient.
But we're doing our best with what we got.
It's beautiful to park out on BLM land, and if you have to get an RV park, you're kind of stuck in between a whole bunch of RVs, and it's usually not the most beautiful spot to stop. So it is what it is, and we get a campsite when we have to, but that's pretty much what.
The goal is mostly boondocking, but sometimes we get deterred by our other things. We need water.
For example, we tried, 3 or 4 places today to get water and to dump, because we've been camping for a few days and there hasn't been hookups. So our trailer is small, therefore our tanks are small, and we have 6 people. So that just kind of ties us to finding somewhere to either hook up or dump and get water along the way. Yeah. So hopefully it'll warm up. We've got this little jaunt here in Wyoming. And then we're going to go back down through Colorado, along the west side of Colorado, and then down into New Mexico. And hopefully once we get down New Mexico and Texas, it's going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit nicer. Maybe there'll be some dump stations and campgrounds open.
Probably.
How are you guys doing? What about you? Sometimes we have to stop when we don't want to stop, and sometimes we have to get Subway at Love's, because sometimes that's all there is. And we still have another hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's past dinner time, and we have to feed these kids. So that's where we're at. Sometimes we got to be adaptable. There we go. We're learning how to be adaptable. The kids don't care. The kids like Subway.